We're live?
Yeah.
I'm Morey White.
I'm Bob Nelson.
I'm Tracey White.
I'm Matt Leckie.
And I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Podcast.
Podcasting.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus. Oh, again, everybody. Yeah?
Totally forgot my drink today.
We're off.
That way you can't knock it over. And
That's right.
The big swig was last week.
the big swig.
No more swig.
Was that our byline or
Yes.
tagline?
The big swig.
The big swing.
Hello, everybody.
Well, hello. How is everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Hey, you know what? We'll go ahead and start. This is my son Matthew. He's my oldest son. Everybody calls him Matt. Drug him here with us tonight. They're visiting in from Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's who that is. So let's continue on. No.
Where they have cheesesteak sandwiches.
They have cheesesteaks.
And I have far too many cheesesteak sandwiches.
So we're going to come back to you.
I could really.
They don't call them Phillies there, though.
They're just called steaks.
Let's go steaks.
That's
We're
it.
going to come back to
really
you
good
though in
for
just a
A
second.
cheese whiz.
Gotta have the whiz.
That's true. All right, where do you want to start then? Because we're going to come back to him in just a second. I'm going to start with you, Morey?
Sure.
Morey's on. How you doing, Morey?
It's Monday.
Yay!
No, you know, we're in, what is this,
Oh,
week?
man.
Week 2 of the diet.
All right.
And
yeah.
it's hitting. And so I'm suffering from withdrawals from sugar and cheesesteaks. Sugary cheesesteaks.
Brought him in.
Sugary tea.
Oh, yeah.
Rolls and donuts and
I'm trying to think about it, man.
actually, you know, I eat a lot of food in this, but it's not a whole lot of calories. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to how healthy you're going to be, man. Concerned about you not being healthy.
Speaking of which, Julie's blood sugar is in the normal range and staying
Sweet.
pretty much there.
That's so good.
So it will level out and stay.
yeah.
We're excited about that. That was the big thing.
Diabetes.
So
Who's honking?
but it's Monday.
What was that?
That was mine. And I'll share this news whenever I come around to it.
All right,
So,
we'll come back to you. Glad you're doing well and hanging in there, man.
Water.
Mr. Bob, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Oh, it was Monday, but not too bad of a Monday. You know, just haven't been able to run in a while, and that's really annoying me. And today would have been perfect for running.
I can run before you go to bed tonight.
That's true. That's not a good idea. It's a great way to run away from sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, last week we weren't able to do this, and I was going to have the humble brag, and not so humble, of 5-mile run before the podcast. So it's like no, you don't. So I was going to try it again, but no.
School?
No, I'd taken Joy to an appointment, so just.
No, I'm asking
massage
how
therapy.
is school?
Oh yes. So here's the funny part. I'm 70% done with the homework, but only 40% done with the grade. So
Interesting.
The points that I've done for the assignments technically add up to only 40% of it, even though it's 70% of the total assignments. I'm like, there's something wrong with this.
There's
picture.
some way wrong there. I'm too tired to even think about that.
Yeah, exactly. It was annoying, but I only got 3 weeks left, and the graduation's set up. Still going to Kansas
sweet.
City, so yeah, I'm excited.
That's so cool.
We're proud of you.
That's so cool.
Keep up the good
we should
work.
load up a bus and go.
Well, there's only 3 people that can. Be
Yeah.
in with
Oh,
me,
that's
so,
social distancing.
yeah.
No, we'll be across the street over the grassy knoll.
Holding up signs. Go,
That's right.
Bob. Yay, Bob. All right. Okay, Tracy. How are you doing, man?
I'm exhausted. I am on vacation this week, but it's a staycation. So we're obviously not going anywhere. So I spent all day. I mean, it was a tiring day. All day trying to figure out what to do. So that's where I'm at.
I know you're telling straight on. That is so you, man. I know that's
I do want to share something with you guys. This is a coworker in the Air Force, one of our senior leadership team, and she has been battling breast cancer for years. And after surgery, radiation, medication. I am very blessed with today's diagnostic mammogram results that everything looks normal.
Awesome.
Boom.
Very good.
Yeah, we've been hoping and praying for her, the whole leadership team, and then a whole bunch of other people that know her as well. So that is
great
awesome.
news,
That is
man.
great stuff.
That really is.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you have any ideas on things to do that
Oh, I can give you
requires
some
zero
things,
effort, I don't know.
I don't know the rest. Not to naps.
Staring at the ceiling.
I tried a game in VR today. That was pretty fun. But
What was the game?
No Man's Sky.
Oh.
It's a space exploration. You go to alien planets, and it's all procedurally generated. But it's pretty cool. You should come over and check it out.
I'm thinking maybe I need to.
Yeah, I think you do.
All right.
While
Come
I'm
on
working,
back.
you are going to, I see.
I have nothing else to do. so-
I can work here.
We're gonna try something else. All right, Matthew, how you doing?
Doing great. I'm similar to Tracy. I'm tired. I'm also on vacation up here visiting family. Normally live in Philly, but since being here, I was like, I'm gonna relax. It's gonna be great. And I told Dad, I was like, hey, let's go on like a hike and just enjoy the weather. And he took me on this like 6 mile long hike up like where you go down into the canyon first. And then, so after you're a little tired from the first half, you then go up for the whole second half.
Right.
And it kept like every turn too. It was like, all right, I think we're about there. And then there'd be another
kept saying that.
steep incline. And be like, wow.
Just giving them hope.
Speaking of it, have you ever done the incline?
The incline?
Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh,
What that is.
y'all need to go do the incline.
Is
I don't know
that-
if it's open or not.
Probably
It is.
not.
The Manitou Incline. It's a series of steps going
Yeah.
up Pikes Peak.
Yeah,
It's
Following
pretty
the
much-
little cog trail,
It's
cog rail lane.
And then run down the backside. It's awesome.
When I go hiking, I want to get away from people, and there's too many people there.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's
We have less oxygen here,
I've adapted to that better, it feels like. Yeah, well, that's last couple of visits, I didn't have like a headache at some point. But this one, I felt
good.
all right.
Right
Which is
on.
good.
Keep drinking water.
Yeah.
And coffee has water in it.
That's what I like to do.
It's just dirty water.
Bean water, I mean.
Right?
Bean. Actually, it's
Hey,
seed
don't you
water,
drink the
but-
juice out after some chili too? I mean, that's bean and meat
it's
water.
from a
and
berry,
stuff.
though,
man.
right?
That sounds hard.
Yeah, so it's like seed water.
It's
Yeah.
from a berry.
So it's basically a fruit.
Coffee
Then it-
bean.
This is basically
Yeah, but
a
it's
smoothie.
in a berry.
This is juice.
And I want my coffee.
So coffee is fruit juice.
That's exactly
Coffee
And we
berry
have our
pie.
tagline. Coffee is fruit juice.
Amen.
Good with that.
I'm trying to be healthier. Drinking more coffee.
All right, so real quick, we'll just say you are. What's your official title at the church you're serving?
I'm a location pastor at one of our locations.
Location pastor, and this is the Block Church.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what the heck does that mean? Why is it called the Block Church?
So the Block Church was planted in Philadelphia about 6 years ago with the mission of reviving our city one block at a time. So if you know Philadelphia, it's divided up in neighborhoods. It is very much, and a neighborhood can be across the street from each other and be completely different pocket to pocket. So the vision of this church is to launch a location throughout all the different neighborhoods throughout Philly, hence the mission statement of reviving our city one block at a time. So at this point we have, I want to say 6 locations. Some of them are like up in the air given COVID because all of our locations are set up and tear down. They're all mobile. And I lead our Northeast location, which historically is our broadcast location, the one that our lead pastor, Pastor Joey, would preach from, and then we'd stream live to our other locations. But again, given COVID, we're in a temporary venue. 2 of our locations are combined right now. We have another location that's in a different venue, and crazy times.
It's great.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
Crazy times. Also, I want to plug this while we're here. Why not? Right, you got your new thing, the clothing line stuff.
That's right. That's right.
Tell us about that real fast.
So I have a clothing line called Never Shall We Die. It's a streetwear, just kind of apparel. It's basically a focused creative outlet for me. But it's basically almost nautical, piratey inspired themes, but it's a streetwear thing. So it's a lot of fun. A lot of like the tattoo culture is infused into it, and then any piratey pun that's not too on the nose I can fit in there. I try to find a way. The name I got from a song in one of the pirate movies, anyhow. So
Awesome.
Never shall we die. All right. Oh yeah. This is the ministry back. This is my game. But Matthew did that.
Nice.
Oh, sweet. All right. Enough about all that stuff. You guys ready to gab and gab?
How are you?
Yeah, how are you?
Oh, that's right.
Your turn.
Man, went on this long hike today. It's down to the valley.
Really just to explore
Kind of
myself.
went
We had to
through
work.
around.
And these guys.
It was so hard. Got to the top.
Where was the hike at?
beauty.
It wasn't even the hike. I forgot. The
Go cry, emo boy.
yeah.
or something.
The Beaver Brook
Beaver.
Chavez Trail, which is just a little north of Golden.
Okay.
That's one that Leon and I went down several weeks ago, and we were so
Didn't have the
stupid we didn't
snacks.
have any food. It is different with food.
Good to
We
know.
brought the snacks,
Good to know.
because we got to the bottom and then had the snacks. And
Yeah.
So no, I'm doing pretty good. It's been kind of nice to we haven't really had like the downtime of Thanksgiving week yet. So that's tomorrow, because it can't. We went downhill time, but that was not the same as downtime.
Yeah.
But it's been fun having these guys here and grandkids as well. So stinking cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing good.
Great.
All right, guys, what do you want to talk about tonight? Yesterday, kind of was lowering the boom a little bit yesterday.
Okay. So I had a very, very weird analogy for yesterday. Your song about the Christianity on a shelf. I
Oh, right.
immediately started thinking Alpha on the Shelf. So the more I got to thinking about it, it's like the more that fits. We put our Christianity up on the shelf once a year, hoping that it might do something. Move it around a bit,
Move it around
make it
a
seem
little.
like it's magical.
Hey, this is a great marketing idea.
Oh yeah.
Next Christmas, coming to you, Christian. No, that doesn't sound right.
Spock on a sock is better. So
I do like that one. Yeah, that was
a
hilarious.
trooper on the pooper.
Well, the backstory to that song is that it goes. I don't know if you guys even noticed any of the bylines, but my brother and I wrote that song like back in 1982.
This was.
I want to be your servant.
It is in here. Yeah. Right.
Okay, so
That was a tough one. I hadn't heard that one before. I'm like, ooh,
yeah,
I'm tired of living empty Christianity. It's like, wow.
I don't know. We
That's-
were teenagers when we wrote the song.
Oh wow.
So
Enlightened teenager at the time.
I
And we
wouldn't say
wrote-
that.
Or empty
I
Christian.
was certainly
Oh, pretty girls. That's what we wrote.
I was certainly lighter. I'm not gonna tell you. But anyway, so some of those lines, it used to say, and I'm tired of plastic Christianity.
Oh.
But it doesn't communicate as well today. So
Yeah.
it changed to empty. And that one line has always bothered me. It's so funny you mentioned it, off the shelf.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like if you're going to write something creative, you don't want to go, I want to be there to share, to care, to be aware. You don't, it's like tired and worn out lines. Off the shelf is kind of but we were very young. So that's why at the very end, I went ahead and decided we'll just keep it in there for this deal. Because at the end, it's get my life off of myself. So anyway, yeah, but that's the story. It was my younger brother and I wrote this song.
Now you have another way to spin the story.
Oh, that's right. I can spin it in.
Off the shelf verbiage.
I want to be your servant. Elf on the I don't know. I can't say
Yes.
But I don't know. I just felt like I kind of pulled that out. I was going through things. I thought,
I was going to say,
Maybe. Let's give
there's
it
a
a try.
hint of, teenage emo in
Some
there.
angst.
Why do I even try?
that's it, man.
But you know what? There's it's so,
He
the
does
thing,
always wear the black shirt.
the
so.
thing is, it's so,
That's true.
I'm trying to visualize my dad with the swoopy black hair.
Just like Johnny Cash. He was the man in black. I wear the black because
the thing is, it's so
I'm
relevant
blue.
and it's so true. Not even just as a teenager, but I mean, where we are, you're still young.
Just a kid.
But you're not.
Hey, I'm not the youngest at the table.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
It's a change of pace.
And I know you probably feel like that sometimes, but I still, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't even try, especially with my kids,
Yeah.
or with my loved ones that we disagree with on something that seems to make so much sense to me, but it doesn't to them, and why do I even try?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But it's relevant. So, I thought it was a funny thing to say. There was a tad emo in there, but
I love it.
but it is relevant. So
I love it.
thanks for bringing that song.
Oh, well, I appreciate you being nice. I don't know if we'll ever do it again, but I thought I'd throw it into the mix.
Let's rock it up.
Rock it up.
Rock it up.
I'm good with it.
Big Sunday.
That's coming
Double
up.
bass going at the bottom of
It's
it.
coming up.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, you do.
I have to set my big kit back up.
Well, anyway, so that was the song. Yep. So, what else about yesterday?
Well, it took you a long time to use the whiteboard. So
There
that
was
was the
that.
other thing.
Caused anxiety from
I saw. I noticed the comments. You were stressing.
I was.
Just a whiteboard.
You're talking about anxiety. It was causing him anxiety.
That's what I'm thinking about. Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
I think one of the comments something about that.
Just stop worrying about
Being
the
anxious that you're not using that whiteboard or something.
Yeah, who said that? It's probably my wife.
Oh,
I said it.
Oh, you
Tracy.
say it yourself. Being anxious.
Your wife read it though.
That was just. It's just one of those themes that I have. It kind of took and you make fun of. So I kind of say something. It doesn't make me anxious when you don't use the whiteboard. By the way, so it's okay.
Let's be honest now, Tracy.
I'm being honest. There are bigger things to worry
OCD
about.
kicks in. Well, if I never use it, here's what I'm going to do. For some reason, I always have intentions. There are things I want to put up
Oh, sure.
on the board. But if I don't, I'm going to just turn around and draw a picture before we go or something.
Just draw the compass logo.
Yeah, it becomes slow.
There you go.
Brought to you by.
Please. Happy little trees.
Sponsored by
Happy tree.
Sponsored by Compass Church.
That's right.
And we are sponsored by Compass Church.
Oh, I was about to say, but we're not sponsored by Compass Church, but if you'd... Wait, no.
But we are.
If you'd like to. Wait, that's us. Well, anyway. Well, any other thoughts about yesterday or anything else you guys want to yak about?
It was I want to say that it was a well-timed message, Johnny, on a personal level with some things that are going on in mine and Kathy's lives, dealing with, normal family stuff, but especially when it comes to her mom.
Oh, yeah.
And what that the short-term future looks like, that picture looks like, and then the medium and the long term, and trying to deal with it and plan for it, and that's been weighing very heavily on Kathy, and she's been very anxious about it. And so hearing the message was very well timed for her.
Oh, good.
It gave her a chance to breathe and go, you know what?
I think it was well timed for 2020.
The whole troubles.
The whole troubles.
concept, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the troubles, they do cause that anxiety. And a lot of people don't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
There are a lot that try to take on the troubles by themselves, causing major anxiety.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I was trying to communicate too. Because we said troubles, and then how do we grow through troubles? And one of them from a week or two ago was to grow in joy.
Yeah.
And that's so easy to say, right? It's just so easy. Oh, you're a Christ follower. You follow Jesus. You should have joy. And now suddenly I have guilt that I don't have joy, right? So now I'm way down again. I know I should be. And I was just trying to say, here's a practical thing that always chokes joy, right? So, and again, it's also easy to say, don't worry, right?
Yeah.
But there's some practical things that Jesus is saying about those, the whole idea of worry, that if you can get that under wraps, then your joy is more free to flow and grow. So that's kind of what.
It was kind of cool. I looked over at Julie and I said, because you read that passage, and then I said, we've been in the Old Testament a lot here lately because we're going through chronologically. And I'm like, there's David and Solomon and, Elijah, Elisha, Isaiah, all of these, the words coming and, from them, and the wisdom and the prophecies, coming from them. And then there's Jesus, who, when he speaks, it's like, oh yeah, I get that. Yeah. It's like all the wisdom that man can muster can't even compare.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's so tiny in comparison to God, who came to us as Jesus, you know, part as Jesus. So.
And what happened when he came into this world? At Christmas time, there was rejoicing, right? There was rejoicing in the sky. There's going to be rejoicing when he comes again. Jingle bells.
Jingle bells.
The wise men came with jingle bells and frankincense.
Yes.
Oh, wait, that's not right.
They decked the halls with boughs of holly. Thank you, Bob.
Wow.
But the Joker got away. Everybody's worried again.
Oh, goodness.
Bob's bringing in the scholarly angle tonight.
I do love that in the midst of all our worry and whatnot, that invitation is there, that where God says, hey, just bring it to me. You know, I got this. Bring it to me.
Yeah.
Load it all on me.
Yes.
I will share that burden with you. And so that's just that alone in itself is very comforting.
In 2 Peter, even it says, "Cast your cares on God because He cares." And so I was running a Bible study a while back and asked, "Okay, so do we believe God cares about us?" And everybody's like, "Yeah." Do we act like God cares about us? Silence.
Right.
You know, and it's two very different things. Acting like believing He cares, and then actually acting like He cares, we have a hard time doing. And my go-to for worry is laughter. Make fun of it and move on. Yeah. My wife doesn't necessarily appreciate that, but
I liked her.
We're very much alike in that laughter thing.
Speaking of your wife, Joy. I liked her warning sign that she said, "Don't wake me up with silly songs." I wonder who that sign was really
it was
directed
actually
at.
her.
Tell us the story.
Her dad.
There's Bob going, "Oh, where is my hairbrush?"
Shut up, Mom!
I do that every once in a while, that kind of thing. But just a couple weeks ago. But it was her dad who started that. She's not a morning person by any stretch. That's just not her gig. And so her dad would come in and wake up her younger sister, and no big deal. But then they'd come to her, shut up.
Stop singing happy songs.
So every once in a while I will do that. She's like, shut up before I kill you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then you're worried.
That's Rob's with joy. And again, she's not a morning person.
Yeah. I brought you coffee. Okay, it's okay.
She doesn't like coffee, so that makes
Oh,
man.
Wow.
it's a tough world for her.
Yeah, I guess so.
Joy.
Oh, goodness.
Something you said yesterday, I can't remember exactly how you phrased it, but you talked about how you worry or how you respond to stress is a testament to how others see your faith.
Yeah.
I thought that was powerful.
Yeah.
Because
Very much.
I think a lot of times when we're in those modes, we're thinking about just how it's affecting me. It's like I feel like when I'm in stress mode, I'm about my bubble and everything happening around me, forgetting that there are eyes on me at all times because I'm vocal about my faith, and people want to see, okay, if your faith is real, what's different about you than everything else that's offered in the world, because we have all these different things. And I think what's beautiful is when we do take that choice to be full of faith in a stressful situation. It's so contrary to the world, and then everybody's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you not freaking out right now given the whole world is collapsing? And it's in those moments that Christ shines through the most.
Yep.
It's because the world's not collapsing.
It's like our feet
not
are on
really.
something different.
The black hole is collapsing.
Right? Yeah.
That's not a reference there.
I thought it was.
that's true.
That's a good point, Matt. Thanks.
It
This
is.
is a really good point. And I also thought about how when we are anxious, we were talking about all the different questions we ask ourselves and seeking first the kingdom of God. There's God's kingdom with Jesus in command of that, and we the kingdom. And when we struggle, we have the kingdom. So if we're seeking the kingdom first, for example, I know that if I lost my job today and I couldn't eat, I didn't have the money to eat, I can get some help.
Yeah, absolutely.
From my brothers. That's something else I thought about.
Yeah, no, that's
true.
And that goes in with your question, are you spending more time with
other believers.
Yeah, other believers.
Are you connected to other believers?
Connected to other believers.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, that's both, and it definitely what you were saying. I mean, it does. I mean, it's like we don't have to walk around just nervous because people are looking like, I'm waiting for you to fall. I'm waiting for you to mess up. I'm waiting for you to screw up. But some people are like that.
I have a message for them. You don't have to stick around for long to watch me mess up because I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to mess up.
If we're authentic out the gate,
Yeah.
I'm going to let you down. They can't condemn me when I let them down.
Right.
I told you.
We know what's going to happen.
See, I told you I was right.
And again, you can tell them, don't worry, it's going to happen.
Don't worry, it's gonna happen.
It will happen.
Well, yeah.
That's why
people
whenever,
are watching you.
like in an interview or whenever I'm getting to know somebody, or even whenever Kathy and I started getting serious with each other, one of my favorite things to say to people is, I will never do or say anything wrong or to upset you on purpose.
On purpose.
Waiting for that shoe.
So when I do, you need to call me out on it because
Yeah,
I'm
right.
ignorant that I did it, and I need to learn my lesson so I won't do it again.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah,
But it is.
we mess up sometimes just
Yes,
as a knee-jerk reaction. You know?
absolutely.
So
We bring it back down to that point here just a little bit. That whole idea of when we are so stressed and worrying and just we're rumbling, I'm just so concerned. It does say we've taken our trust away from the one who can handle those issues.
Yes.
And now I'm trying to do something about it. And it does say to other people, what kind of God are you serving?
Right.
Yep. So, yeah.
It's kind of going down to the idea of, I think if you can make peace with the fact that the storm is coming, you're not going to be surprised when the storm inevitably hits.
Yeah.
And just like when Jesus was asleep in the boat with the disciples and they're tripping out during the storm, Jesus was no less God in that moment than he was when he stood up and said, for the storm to be quiet.
Right.
And yet, if we're trying to control it, like I got to get this storm to stop, we're going to be stressed and frustrated because that's futile.
Right.
Trying to make the weather stop or shift. And so, but if we stop and pause, because I think about that moment because the disciples at that point could have chosen joy. Like, well, thank God Jesus is on the boat. Right? At any point. They could have been like,
that's a good point.
I don't like any of this. But I got Jesus on the boat.
He's here.
So
Maybe I should hit him up as opposed to just freaking out. Yet we are often the disciples in those moments. We have Jesus on the boat and we're going, stop it, waves! Like trying to break our boat to make a better boat, and now we have less of a boat.
You're right.
It's just a mess.
And for us, a lot of times the waves are other people, and that's just
Right.
something that we have no control over. So we need to realize that. But that's a great point.
Yeah, when they turn.
We've always got Jesus in our boat. I love it.
Always got Jesus.
We're good.
Who's in your boat? I like it, Dad. We said that.
There's a song.
Who's in your boat?
Dude, that's a song.
Who was in your boat? Who was in your boat?
Gonna call Joy in the morning.
Joy in the morning comes.
Sorry,
Jesus
Joey.
said,
He's going to blame you. He's going to sing that. He's like, Pastor Johnny taught me this song.
The silly song.
That's awesome.
Totally
Well, yeah, those disciples, though, they were like, when they came to wake him up, they weren't like, oh Lord, look. It was more like, what are you doing? Why are you going to die with us here? Why aren't you doing so? They were complaining to him.
But they also viewed God as futile as they were in that moment. Because they're like, you're going to die too.
Right.
I think we act as though God isn't in control. And we act like God is us, or we're equals with God. And now we're mad that he's not reciprocating his end of the deal, forgetting, no, he could smite me for no reason. I mean, he chooses not to, which is great love. And so we forget our place even in those moments.
Which brings up another point. You just said it. The passage that you read where Jesus is talking about the sparrows, how they
Consider the lilies.
and the lilies,
Also
how
birds
they,
of the air.
and how they're provided for. It is an example also there again of, and it's continued. Of God's tremendous, amazing love.
Yeah.
That He loves us so much and He provides. You know how much he loved us?
How much, Morey?
Let us know, bro.
He loved us so much that he sent his only son. Now think about that. He sent a piece of himself. He sent his son to earth to die on a cross, to be tortured and die on a cross, so that we can live with him forever. John 3:16, and that was a massive paraphrase, but go read it.
So that
Morey
illustration is also a tool that you can put in your tool belt. Like,
Yes.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Sometimes whenever I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, if I just look outside and I watch the leaves in the wind
Yes.
or a bird fly in the
Yes.
air, it makes me think, all right, everything's okay. God cares enough about all this stuff. I'm good.
How much
Yeah.
more? He says.
And the other thing is, have y'all
Yeah,
seen The
so
Life of
much
Pi?
What was it?
The Life of Pi?
The movie, yeah.
No.
Oh, no, I hadn't seen
There's a segment in there near the beginning where he meets Christ, right? Do you remember
What?
that?
I have to watch that one again.
Yeah, and he's talking to a priest about, because he couldn't, as a young boy, he couldn't fathom that love that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Why? Why would he, come to here to die for people who didn't love him? And he was like, "No, that's
To
'cause
provide.
That's how much he loves you,
That's pretty cool. I didn't know there was a Life of Pi. Wow.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after this because we're about out
right.
of time. So
Oh,
we're definitely
we're
in.
just yammering.
The numbers are still going over there, but yeah.
But yeah, the amazing love thing is what
Yeah.
you brought that up. And
Yeah.
John 3:16. Check it out.
3:16.
Read it. Read it again.
Get a tattoo to your arm.
Did it tattoo? Hey.
You know, I've been meaning to get a tattoo.
In Roman
I have
numerals.
none. I'm a heavy metal headbanger from the 80s with no
Your
tattoos.
arm.
I have one.
You have one.
I have one.
I need a tattoo. It just, John 3:16. So
That's what I'm
There you
thinking.
go.
Well, wrapping with this idea too that he said that each day has enough trouble of its own.
Yes.
Right.
And let it worry about itself.
Let it worry about itself.
And what was it? Today is the tomorrow you were worried about yesterday.
Yeah, Rick Warren's that's a great line. I love that.
I love it. I love it.
Don't live in the past. Don't live in fear of tomorrow. Live in today. Doesn't mean don't plan. Doesn't mean any of that. But in terms of your peace and whether you're worrying or anxious or whatever, each day has enough trouble of its own.
Yep.
Jesus,
Kind
what
of
was talking about?
To dovetail a little bit on that, there's a big difference between caring about something and worrying about something.
That's exactly right.
Caring about is looking for the best in whatever that situation is, and
Yep.
and Jesus talked about that in other areas, and we don't have time to go over it. But the worrying about it is thinking the worst is going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's two huge differences in there. There's John 3:16 caring, and then there's
Yes.
I'm going to worry about tomorrow because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
I
good.
got you.
That's why
That's a
Jesus,
good one.
when he turned, he said, "How much more he loves you, O you of little faith."
Yes.
Because that's the crux of the whole thing. That's really what it boils down to. It's like when I begin to really stress and worry, my faith begins to get smaller and smaller in the God who can provide and take care of me. All right, guys, we are definitely out of time. Enjoy talking with you. I bet there's tons more we could talk. Matthew, good stuff here today.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having me.
it.
Thanks for stepping in. He just could have stayed on the couch. So I'm glad he's.
I'm really glad you came tonight.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Well, all right. Anything before we do our final words here tonight? Nope. All right.
Good.
Final words, Trace.
Love you guys and love everybody out there.
Love you guys. Care about you. Likewise.
Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all.
Thanks for having me.
There it is. Grace and Peace. Before I say Grace and Peace, I want to say you can join us every Sunday at 10 o'clock online on Facebook, Compass Church Colorado. You can go to compassdenver.com, see This Week at Compass, find out what's going on. We would love to have you as our guest this Sunday. All right. I wanted to throw that in there. Grace and peace to you. That's all we have for tonight, and we are out.
Oh,
Out.
all right.
Out. Back in. Clip. No.
Cheers, y'all. Cheers.
Cheers and cheers.
To the king.
To the king!
To the king.